hindrance. There he is. You can see his name badge. And I tell you, those thumbs have got through some work today.
Yeah, some blisters for sure, I would imagine later on. But you hit the nail on the head. We have two sides of a coin. We have Neo Terrible Tank, who's taken his foot off the gas in the last few hours, had a time to sort of go away from the scene and, of course, refresh those batteries. But importantly, perhaps he may have lost a bit of concentration, a bit of focus that Alex Alguacil will, of course, have after his marathon in the co-ops, but equally fatigue definitely will play a part as we go through the latter stages of the 1v1s, because concentration-wise, to stay at that top level mentally for such a long time will certainly be a hindrance. Can he do it? We will wait and see. These two, like you said, have met before this season, and the Frenchman has come out on top. It is France versus Spain to see who will be going through to the semi-finals in this side of the bracket to play another Frenchman in the world. The world's best player at this moment in time in Tiamat versus Neo Lotfi, who's also done really well in this calendar year. So it's a titanic tussle for this opening quarter-final setup.
Yeah, all eyes on Arsenal against Arsenal. We're going to keep you up to date with the scores from the other three quarter-finals, which are going on simultaneously, so you might hear plenty of cheering, maybe some jeering off camera, but that is why all the games going on, we're showing you this one. Just to mark your card in terms of the World Tour ranking points. Remember, this is the last event that they can pick up points. Alex Alguacil, having made the last 8 in one of the previous 2 big rounds, sits on 500 points, and he was 4th coming into this one, so he's now on 1,000 points, or he's certainly upped his points, so he's looking good for a place in the final. The summer happening later on this summer. His opponent, Neo Terrible Tank, doesn't have any points so far, so this is a huge match for him. If he can't win here in Berlin, getting through to the semi-finals could be pivotal in his hopes of reaching the summer finals. Yeah,
he certainly needs to get through the quarter-finals, that's for sure. Of course, Tiamat at the bottom of the bracket has got 2,000 points after winning in the Asias and the Americas rounds. F. Mestre, who is also in the quarter-finals from Brazil, of course, sitting in second with 750 points before today, and making up the players left in the group, left in the bracket, should I say, with points on the board already, is Sophia from Japan, who is part of that top 6. What is interesting in this knockout stages now is that we have a clean sweep of players from Europe, players from the Americas, and players from the Asias as well. So, Sophia from Japan, of course, F. Mestre from Brazil, Laui from Peru, Etorito from Italy, Alex Alguacil from Spain, and Neo Terrible Tank, Neo Lotfi, and Tiamat from France, as potentially we may have heard the first goal of the quarterfinals so far.
Yeah, we'll try and keep you updated on that, but that's a very good point. This is a Europe event, if you like to be crowned champion of Europe, but it's very much a global PES competition, and there you have it. Literally, people from all over the world here have reached the last 8, and the first goal has gone in, and it's potentially a big one.
Yeah, of course, it has come in the game between Etorito and Laui. Was it the Italian or the Peruvian who have got the opening goal of the quarterfinals? Of course, it is the co-op Europe round champion, Etorito, who was taking the lead there, and wow, what a day this is turning out to be for him.
Yeah, and his partner in crime in the co-op, Alex Alguacil, is just going through his final checks here. He will have heard that. He'd absolutely love to meet him in the final, but we are...
That is the only place they can meet, isn't it? And wow, what a story that would be.
That really would be good. So it is the all-Arsenal affair. We've seen so many of these today. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in the air has scored so many goals, but we are ready for action. The quarter-final that we're concentrating on is underway, and it's Neo Terrible Tank, who is wearing the red and white, and it's the blue of Alex Alguacil here. He's in the change strip, and immediately he looks to get Danny Welbeck moving. Now an opportunity here, which is snuffed out well.
Yeah, so ignore what you're seeing at the bottom. Of course, Neo Terrible Tank is playing in the home strip of the Arsenal red and white, contradictory to what you are seeing potentially from the graphics at the bottom of the screen. So look at the player names above the players' heads, and as you can see, Alex Alguacil with the chance to clear his lines here. Some nice possession inside the penalty area. Very calm and composed, something we come to expect from the Spaniard.
Yes, certainly that crossfield pass. I imagine there'll be some aerial through balls coming out when he can, but so different. We mentioned the difference between going from 1v1 to co-op. We're going from co-op back to 1v1 as well is a bit of a switch, and maybe that will just play into Neo Terrible Tank's hands. Who knows? Here is Koscielny back to Mavropanos, who made his first team debut for Arsenal a couple of weeks ago, the Greek centre-half. And they've this nicely now. Mkhitaryan on the charge, outside of the boot. Picks out Alex Iwobi. It's 2-0 to Eterito. It's not quite 1-0 here to Neo Terrible Tank, but that was a chance.
Yeah, massive chance. What a start for Eterito in that other game. 2-0 and potentially sailing through to the semi-finals, but that was a huge moment there, and it looked like it came off the foot of the post and behind for a goal kick, and the Frenchman, you feel, is just a little bit on top, and Alex Alguacil just becoming, trying to come to terms with the 1v1s again.
Long ball, that aerial through, looking for Henrik Mkhitaryan. Bellerin is there for Alex Alguacil's Arsenal, and now spreading some nice passes. Oh, they've worked a nice position here. Welbeck, no way through. A crunching challenge just in time by Neo Terrible Tank. And Laurent Koscielny seems to have plenty of time. France against Spain, 0-0, but a good chance as Aubameyang feeds Bellerin. Back to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Bellerin again, they're on top here, Neo Terrible Tank. Aubameyang, a couple of 1-2s. Brilliant opening goal, I was going to say, but it's side netting. How close was that? It
was massively close, and not just you, but half of the stadium thought that was in. There's been another goal in one of the other games. It sounds like Eterito again, but I could be mistaken. But that was probably the biggest chance so far in this opening period, and definitely something of concern for Alex Alguacil, because he's really struggling at the moment.
Yeah, and he's making a tactical switch here already, because
it's that width again, isn't it?
Two massive chances for Neo Terrible Tank. Will he be made to pay for missing those opportunities as Czech launches it forward? The quarterfinals, we're showing you one of them. Neo Lotfi's gone 1-0 up against Teo Mit, who was the champion in Asia and the Americas, but he's behind in Europe. And here goes Neo Terrible Tank with Alex Iwobi. He deserves to take the lead. Can he make the most of this pressure? That was excellent defending there.
We, of course, said that Teo Mit is probably on paper the best player in the world at PES 2018 after winning the opening 2 rounds, the Americas and the Asias. But, of course, he is probably the player with the least to play for, as he has already qualified. But it's a real chance here, the first of the day for Alex Alguacil. He chips the goalkeeper, and it's the wrong side of the post, Chris, and that was a massive chance for the Spaniard.
Yeah, he turns around, nods the head nonchalantly and says, what more could I have done? I think he did everything right. Just the wrong side of the post from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And Alex Alguacil, having soaked up the pressure for 22 minutes, almost struck first.
Absolutely. 22 minutes gone here, 0-0, still awaiting the deadlock to be broken, but they've come mightily close, these two teams.
It's not been short of drama, despite it being scoreless, as that's an excellent ball to Henrik Mkhitaryan. Alex Alguacil has woken up in the 1v1 mode, and now Ainsley Maitland-Niles twisting and turning and looking for an option here. Aubameyang, of course, is the man who gives it. Back heel doesn't quite come off. And Granit Xhaka will feed a very hungry, potentially, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who's chasing down Kolasinac. Goes back to Petr Cech. Half an hour gone. 0-0 in this quarter-final. The other 3 last 8 ties going on. Eterito in control. Neo Lotfi 1-0 up against Teo Mit. I think it's goalless between Sofia and F. Mestre, as Japan plays Brazil in that one. Alex Alguacil crosses in dangerously. It's Welbeck's header. It's well held by Cech.
Yeah, Alex Alguacil just growing into this match now on the half-hour mark. He was under the cosh for the majority of the opening 20 minutes, but certainly he's starting to find a bit of form. Certainly a lot of possession now, something that he enjoyed a lot in the co-ops alongside Eterito and Luca Tubelli. And one thing we did notice from him in that co-op is that they were ruthless. Can he do the same here? Well, he's already had one chance and it has gone the wrong side of the post.
Just a reminder, 10-minute PES games and then extra time and penalties if we are level. And both sides, or all sides, are evenly matched, so it doesn't really matter which team you pick, although Arsenal are everybody's favourites, and it's mostly because of their strikers. Lacazette feeds Henrik Mkhitaryan. He tries to pick out Lacazette again. Alex Alguacil has defended valiantly and will now break forward with Santi Cazorla. What a pass that is to Henrik Mkhitaryan. They're in here. Danny Welbeck. He's got Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in the box. He's been so good in the air today. Can't get another header though, because Da Silva clears.
There has been a goal in the other quarter-final, and it's Japan 1, Brazil 0. Sofia taking the lead against F. Mestre, and of course we have 4 games now really hotting up, and you are watching the only game without a goal, as there's been an equalising goal from the Frenchman Tiamat in his game with fellow compatriot Neo Lotfi. So it is all happening all over the place, other than the main stage that we've got today. But of course it hasn't been short of drama.
Just setting up for a grandstand second half, don't you worry about that. Well, it might end brilliantly, just wide. Another massive opportunity comes and goes for Neo Terrible Tank. He won't believe that it's 0-0.
Yeah, I make that 3-1 for half to full chances, really. He feels like he probably should have taken at least one of those 3, even if you were to call them half chances. So certainly Alguacil will have to get better in the second half, or he might not have to, because he's taken the lead right on the stroke of half-time and showing the sort of form that saw him all the way to the finals and win it with his compatriots Eterito and Luca Tubelli for the co-ops, and he's taken the lead again here, Chris.
Clinical. Lauren Koscielny leads the arguments as to what on earth happened there. He's had his chance, he missed one with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Long ball forward, though. Route 1 football. We've seen so many brilliant passes. It's another aerial through ball, and it's Danny Welbeck on the score sheet. Neo Terrible Tank didn't take his chances. Alex Alguacil has taken his 1-0 to his Arsenal team.
We have seen that combination work so well today. It's been so fruitful. The little cheeky ball over the top and the first-time finish, this time from Danny Welbeck. But of course, Aubameyang has done that so many times as well today for the respective Arsenals. And like you mentioned, Neo Terrible Tank will only have himself to blame because he has had the better of that first half.
Sofia's just gone 2-0 up against F. Mestre.
Wow.
We saw Sofia on the main stage and the group stage and were very impressed with the Japanese star, and he looks like he's heading through to the semi-finals. But who will make the last 4 between Neo Terrible Tank and Alex Alguacil? Well, it is the Spaniard who is 1-0 up in this second half, kicking from left to right in the changed Arsenal strip of blue. And he's worked this nicely to Hector Bellerin. He loves the cross into the penalty area. That's very well defended. And Da Silva can bring it forward. Now Henrik Mkhitaryan, it's on here. Lacazette, has he got the pace? He's got Aubameyang in support. Lacazette twists and turns. He couldn't get it to his colleague. Comes back to Da Silva. And now it's with Henrik Mkhitaryan onto that right foot, looking for the option. Oh, they've worked it beautifully. The back heel was just maybe a little bit too clever as F. Mestre pulls one back against Sofia.
Yeah, so at this moment in time, the semi-final is looking like an Eterito Sofia 1. Neo Lotfi and Tiamat are drawing 1-1, and Alex Alguacil has taken the lead and is winning this game to go through to play one of those 2. Of course, we still have a long, long way to go before that has been confirmed, and anything can happen. And as you can see, Neo Terrible Tank has had still a lot of possession in this second half.
And a lot of territory, but here goes Danny Welbeck, whose goal separates the 2 teams at the moment. That's a good ball to the near post. It's been so fruitful for Aubameyang. He couldn't finish on that occasion, but he might do now. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang bobbled off his knee into the grateful arms of Petr Cech.
Absolutely, and he's trying to make a nuisance there as Cech clears downfield. Half an hour remaining for Neo Terrible Tank. The Frenchman needs to come from behind to equalise, but it's Alex Alguacil who's really taken this game on in the second half, and it's another chance to get his second goal and possibly win it. A poor cross, but he's got it back after a defensive error, and that was a massive chance, as there has been another goal. And Eterito, by the looks of things, he's sailing into the semi-finals to play either Sofia or F. Mestre with a 3rd goal, 3-0 to the good against Lauri from Peru. And what a performance! Yeah, what a performance! I thought that one was sailing into the top corner there from Alex Alguacil. We understand that it's 6-0 to Eterito. Extraordinary performance, if that's right. I'm getting that in my ears, and my hearing's not the best, but if that's the case... No, I definitely heard 6, but we are waiting for clarification if it was indeed 6-0. Although he is playing against Laui, who didn't necessarily have the pedigree going into this tournament in terms of those big names that we're used to over the last year or 2. You still in a quarter-finals to be 6-0 up. Again, we're waiting for clarification. But if it was to be true, what a performance from the Italian. Yeah, and Louis in his first ever quarter-final appearance at this level, not going according to plan. But we saw Eterito win the co-op
alongside Alex Alguacil, and they're both on course for the semi-finals as things stand. But I tell you what, Neo Terrible Tank's had plenty of opportunities trying to create another one here. A raft of substitutions as we pass the hour mark. Here is Bayer who's been constantly bombing forward in this quarter-final, and he's picked out young Reece Nelson here. And Nelson's got to the byline well, and he's looked for that cross to the near post. That is the tactic, isn't it? And it's worked. Didn't work then, but it's worked on so many occasions today here in Berlin. It
certainly has. Two standout tactics we've seen is, of course, the chip-through ball through the middle, and of course using the width as another goal goes in one of the other games, and it sounds like an important one because if it was Eterito again, if he's celebrating a 7th goal, that would be pretty impressive.
He's a winner, that's for sure. Who's going to win this game though? Lovely play by Neo Terrible Tank. Well, it's Sofia 2, F Mestra 2. Wow. He's fought back from 2-0. That was why there was the roar. The Brazilian is still in this competition. What's going to happen here? Because they'll be hoping. There is confirmation.
It's 5-0 to Eterito by the looks of things. Either way, he's in the semi-finals.
Absolutely phenomenal. Now, what can Neo Terrible Tank do here? He's got 20 minutes to salvage something here against Alex Alguacil, who is on course for the last 4 and a meeting with Neo Lotfi or Theo Mitt.
We wondered whether the fatigue would set in for Alex Alguacil and Eterito after their marathon co-op tournament as well. Well, both of them are leading at this moment in time. Alex Alguacil has the 1 goal, the clinical finish after a couple of missed opportunities for Neo Terrible Tank. Perhaps that break has not done him any favours, whereas Eterito has well and truly wiped the floor of his opposition in the quarter-finals, and yeah, it's been truly impressive from both of them.
So we're into the last 20 minutes. Here is Lacazette, a second now, and Alex Alguacil will be within touching distance of the last 4. There is a 7th for Eterito, but this could be a second here. Petr Cech came out, no penalty. That might have been.
Yeah, big talking point that. He looked from up here anyway, that he made connection there with the player without taking the ball, any of the ball really, but we, of course, would like to see an instant replay if we can, but it's another chance here to make it 2-0, and he's put it wide again. How many more opportunities will Alex Alguacil get to kill this tie off? We are hearing from the other full French quarter-final that Tiamat, the best player in the world at PES 2018 right now, has turned the game on its head, trailed by 1-0 to Neo Lotfi. He now leads by 2-1. Wow.
Confirmation on your screen, and the winner of this game will play the winner of that one. We'll bring you both semi-finals live. Here's Danny Welbeck looking for the equaliser for Neo Terrible Tank. If it's Alex Alguacil against Theo Mitt, that is a clash of the titans. Here goes Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. A second here would probably win it. Referee plays advantage, then brings it back. It'll be a yellow card. It's more time going against Neo Terrible Tank.
You certainly said it'd be a clash of the titans, and it will be a game that we've already seen this year in the semi-finals again at this stage at the Americas, in which Tiamat ran out a 2-1 winner. So Alex Alguacil with a big task ahead of him, even if he's to get through this game today. But with 10 minutes remaining, Neo Terrible Tank is still crucially in this tie.
A couple of fouls here though, has broken up his charge forward, and Alex Alguacil will be loving those. He doesn't necessarily need to score again. Under 10 minutes to go here in Berlin. The quarter-finals of the 1 versus 1 competition. Another big shout comes. Are we going to get late drama here? We're 1 goal away from extra time, but Alex Alguacil has kept the ball for 3 or 4 minutes. Brilliant possession. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He fancies a second here, and in going for the chance, he's lost the ball, and now it's with Da Silva. And Kitia rise the challenge well. Oh, that's an awful challenge. A good one.
A professional challenge.
A good one if you're Alex Alguacil, but a very frustrating one if you're Neo Terrible Tank, because he was away there.
Absolutely. Broken through that rear guard, which has been resolute in this second half, and he's now got to do it the hard way. Just 4 minutes remaining to get that equalising goal. It's a real chance here. Again, Alex Alguacil defensively has been superb so far today in this quarter-final.
He's closing in on a place in the last 4, because Lacazette will get there ahead of the defender. He's got Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Henrik Mkhitaryan to aim for. Oh, very casual that from Lacazette. Brilliant in the end. And then he loses the ball. That was a chance. He could have crossed it. And instead, the counter-attack is on. Are we heading to extra time? Are we heading for an extraordinary last-minute piece of drama here? Danny Welbeck. Can he pick somebody out in Arsenal red? Welbeck still has it. Oh, there's the chance. Petr Cech makes the save. What drama in Berlin. And Alex Alguacil has done it. Only